A borough chief couple promotes vegetarian diets in the community. Malaysia Tzu Chi volunteers deliver quarantine necessities to an isolation center. Welcome to Diet Headlines. I'm Jo's host. Thank you for joining us. In our first report, we will meet a Tzu Chi volunteer, Wang Yuzhu, who is the wife of a head of borough in Taipei, working persistently to encourage nearby residents to adopt vegetarian diet. Together with vegetarianism, Wang Yuzhu also promotes eating with reusable utensils, and the residents have grown used to the custom. Let's take a look at their story.
这些是我们，人家是3月4号，你看他做2摆便当，我大嘴里的，他在做一个人店。对啊，看你要来吧。
明天的共餐，就是每个人自带那个饭。
For tomorrow's gathering, everyone should bring their lunch boxes and they will put the food in there. 5 years ago, when the borough chief first promoted the use of reusable utensils, I could not accept it. After 5 years with the efforts of the borough chief and his wife, people have come to realize this is correct. So we have gradually accepted this.
他们的推动，大家认为这个是正确的东西，所以我们现在慢慢的接受了。
My wife insists that people must eat vegetarian food and they must bring reusable utensils. If you did not bring reusable utensils, you cannot eat the food. So people had to go home and get them. I really admire her insistence. However, I'm also afraid that she might anger some residents. I've asked them to be understanding.
你看看，每一个都是完美无缺。哦，我够赞，我够赞。
姐，这些都是志工哦，
都是我们大直营的志工。
哦，这个我们播得漂亮。
他们都住在这里附近，所以。
They live nearby. When we hold activities, people will come and help out. As people connect, they'll feel their community is very warm and different from other communities.
很温暖，而且跟别的设计就是不一样。
I was deeply touched by her, so I volunteered to help out.
We share a meal once a month. It is more lively when there are a lot of people. It's easier to find people to help out.
Patience. It's faster when people work together. It's good. Everyone feels happy working together.
做事很快乐啊。
可以做得到吗？1个月是可以的。平安就要来茹素。你的话可以帮我连署吗？
我们是天天的。
哦，谢谢，来。 阮咧招迄落吼，阮一个招迄落食素食的，你有法度无？无法度。不要，我也是接纳，也是要谢谢，因为。
I think that even if they cannot embrace vegetarianism, we cannot force them. I was humiliated twice.
其实我已经忘记了这件事，可是那时候我。
In fact, I've forgotten about this, but back then I felt hurt. I cried, of course. Everyone lives on this earth and share common karma.
大家拢是住伫这地球，咱众生共业。
We should love our planet Earth. We adopt a vegetarian diet to protect our environment.
参加里长这些活动，感觉。
Joining the activities held by the borough chief, I feel very good. Slowly, my concepts and living habits change, so this is the right work to do.
习惯也好，会改变，所以这个工作是对的。
If everyone in the world adopts a vegetarian diet and does not eat animals, we can save the animals' life and also safeguard our own health. This way, there can be world peace.
To support the frontline medical professional personnel, Tzu Chi volunteers prepare 640 vegetarian meals at Tzu Chi Nehu grounds and deliver them to the Tri-Service Central Hospital in Taipei. Let's join them at the Nehu Central Kitchen.
6点多，7点前过来。
炒了几锅了？
应该7、8锅有了吧？
手不会酸哦？
还不会。
They cannot cook fast enough because the meals are boxed quickly.
Mushrooms have polysaccharides and it's nutritional. I also add red pepper and ginger. They're good for the immune system because it is a little spicy.
There are 2 lines of volunteers preparing meals for over 600 people, allowing medical personnel to eat tasty meals. Volunteers disinfect the meal boxes attentively.
We wash the meal boxes first, and after that we use alcohol to clean them, and then boil them in hot water.
22 boxes of meals arrived at the Tri-Service General Hospital before noon.
All of you are Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Let's work together.
谢谢你。
谢谢。
门诊。
门诊，所以比较多人吃。
对。
大概几份？
我们单位100多个，那我们这一次是38个。
Every department gets free meals to support vegetarianism.
Medical staff work day and night, so we feel the only thing we can do for them is to give them vegetarian box meals so they can be recharged.
We hope everyone can try a vegetarian diet so they will become healthy from eating it.
能够吃得更健康。记得洗干净，擦净，1点半到2点之间拿到这边来。
Tzu Chi volunteers bring best wishes and encouragement to the frontline medical staff so they can sense the positive energy from society.
Shanghai Tzu Chi volunteers have launched a campaign to provide vegetarian meals for medical professionals until mid-April. Among the restaurants that have joined the program, a popular grilled fish eatery now provides more than 200 vegetarian lunchboxes daily.
After tidying the counter, the chef is about to start cooking. This is a popular restaurant in Shanghai that originally sells creative dishes involving grilled fish. Yet, it recently joined Tzu Chi's activity to provide vegetarian meals for medical professionals. The chef started learning to cook vegetarian dishes.
The Tzu Chi sister taught us how to cook vegetarian dishes, how to match the ingredients and their nutrition. She taught us every single point so I can learn more.
In the kitchen, apart from chefs, there are also Tzu Chi volunteers in blue and white uniforms. They pick the vegetable stems, which were about to thrown away initially, to cook.
Because the chefs cooked meat dishes before, they threw the leaves and roots of vegetables away. But we Tzu Chi volunteers cherish everything. You see, like today, we pick up the stem of Chinese kale to cook. After washing, mix them with rice. The color was very nice, and the rice also smelled fragrant.
One of the partners of the restaurant is Tzu Chi volunteer Liu Feng. After joining the ranks of providing vegetarian lunchboxes, he also wanted to add these healthy dishes to the menu and motivate the staff to adopt a vegetarian diet.
I want to throw the added vegetarian dishes taught by Tzu Chi sisters this week to the menu because they are very popular and in short supply in all hospitals. Some medical professionals thanked us and said that the dishes were very delicious and asked if their departments could order them.
Through preparing vegetarian meal boxes this time, I have a deep understanding. Vegetarian food can be delicious and fully fill one's stomach. It's very healthy too, so I want to cook vegetarian meals for my employees once every week.
The chefs have changed the perception of young employees towards vegetarianism. It also allows vegetarian food to gradually step into the lives of more young people.
Prior to the statewide shelter-in-place order by the governor of California, volunteers gathered in Tzu Chi Walnut campus in Los Angeles to produce cloth face masks and eloquent alcohol sanitizers to give away to volunteers and families.
One of the common accessories for motorcycle riders in Taiwan, cloth mask, becomes popular here in the United States.
One of Tzu Chi's sisters told me that if they ride a motorcycle in Taiwan, the pointed shape of mask is not stuffy and is more comfortable. The inner side of the mask can be replaced with non-woven fabric or a medical mask.
In order to reduce scrubs, the first step of cutting must be seriously considered. Some volunteers are beginners and start from drawing the mask layout. The cut fabric will be sent to sewing area. The user of each sewing machine has different skills. They learn from each other and pay off with joy.
This is a great opportunity. I can take this opportunity to learn more and also take out my machine to review. After they learn how to do it, they can meet at home. Now, more people are learning skills online. Although some volunteers can't go out, they can do it at home to help the team and everyone.
Tzu Chi volunteers in East Los Angeles make small loving items to show their care during the epidemic prevention.
In fact, we want everyone to bring a bottle of alcohol when going out. They can clean the things around them so that any virus won't be taken home and affect their family as well as the entire community.
The Tzu Chi headquarters first provided academic prevention materials a month ago. When the epidemic situation becomes severe, it can strengthen protection for volunteers.
The stay-at-home epidemic prevention order was officially announced for the New York State on March 16th. Tzu Chi New York chapter immediately initiated a series of visits to the Dharma family members.
This Tzu Chi New York chapter volunteer personally delivers bags of goods to members of the Dharma family. This couple, Zhang Changdong and Zhang Shanshan, worked together to navigate and deliver items this afternoon in Queens, New York. To avoid more infection, the couple is wearing face masks and sending goods to the doorstep of each house. Also, they are reminding people to take preventative measures and are especially looking out for elder volunteers with mobility issues. After visiting each home, they also take the time to sanitize their hands.
On the one hand, we are trying to maximize the use of these materials, and on the other hand, we want to remind everyone that they should also adopt a vegetarian diet.
The effects of the epidemic have meant that since the middle of March, New York State has a mandated stay-at-home order, with the New York chapter initiating a special response team.
In the future, our 4-in-1 operations will not stop. If there's a need, we will provide service and provide daily life support.
Although it is only simple goods, the warmth and intimate personal care is the greatest strength to help stabilize people battling the epidemic in New York.
A coronavirus outbreak occurred following the Malaysian Islamic Conference in Kuala Lumpur and led to the isolation of attendees across various states and counties of Malaysia. Tzu Chi Kulai Liaison Office in Johor acquired quarantine items and delivered them to an isolation center. Here is our report.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
After the epidemic broke out at the National Mosque of Malaysia in Kuala Lumpur, attendees were urged to go to the county health bureaus for a coronavirus test. Due to the large number of participants, Hospital Permai Johor Borough has been overwhelmed. In order to reduce the load on the hospital, a vacant teachers' dormitory in Kulai was temporarily set up as an isolation center for suspected cases of the new coronavirus.
They are a high-risk group and to protect the public in our entire community. I hope they can wait for their report, so we want them to be temporarily isolated here. We have arranged them to live in these units instead of wandering everywhere, as these missionaries who have no family now and have no place to live. We don't have enough supplies. Doctors have thought a lot about this and have asked non-governmental organizations to help. The Kuala Lumpur and Selayang Liaison Office has answered the call for this help and found the supplies for them.
有叫我找你啦，讲关于我们自己要买一些物资给医院的。
Tzu Chi volunteers mobilized immediately and purchased daily supplies and dry food, as well as environmentally friendly tableware for those in quarantine. When it came to packing, they also carefully sent blessings and then sent the supplies to the center. As of March 24th, in response to demand, 30 Jingsa folding beds were provided to the Kuala Lumpur Department of Health to carry out quarantine. Tzu Chi volunteers also sent love to cheer up frontline medical staff.
Kalau sudah habis boleh dapat. Thank you very much. Some medical staffs are on the front lines and they don't just work for 8 hours. Some of them even work 24 to 48 hours. They will also be tired. In fact, our medical staffs have gradually become scared, so I hope everyone cooperates in caring for them, as we still want to send them love and encouragement.
A text message was sent by Dr. Melvin from the health department to express gratitude to everyone.
He is really grateful to us. He said that Tzu Chi is the only charity took their call and also immediately sent them supplies. Later, I asked him what he needed and he said the dry food is what he needed. So we sent it over.
Love is not absent during this moment of crisis, as it is imperative that everyone work together to fight the current epidemic.
The grand religious gathering in Kuala Lumpur caused the second wave of coronavirus dissemination in Malaysia, causing 24 medical professionals to be infected with COVID-19. Dr. Chin Chen-Hua, a Tzu Chi International Medical Association doctor, gathered Tzu Chi volunteers to manufacture medical face shields and provided them to 2 central hospitals.
On March 9th, the country of Brunei had its first case of confirmed COVID-19 infection. The patient said that he was in the Tabligh Akbar from February 27th to March 3rd in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. This event had over 10,000 participants, and it has become the second breach of the epidemic in Malaysia. It also caused the second largest infection in Malaysia. Until March 24th, 1,624 people have been confirmed with infection, and more than half of them are related to this religious event. A medical association in Malaysia warned that if the epidemic becomes more widespread, the medical system in Malaysia would collapse. To this day, 24 medical professionals have been infected in Malaysia, and the health of medical professionals on the front line is being jeopardized. Dr. Chin Chen-Hua, director of the nephrology at the Kedah Central Hospital, is also a Tima volunteer. When she learned that the hospital was in dire need of medical supplies, she asked volunteers to make medical masks.
A mask costs around 68 US cents, but now it costs $2.73 US. So it's more expensive and it's also hard to buy. The hospital has actually bought some raw materials to make them, but every nurse and doctor is busy. So I wondered if we Tzu Chi volunteers could help. Then I bought those needed materials and the volunteers in the Kedah chapter started making the masks.
While the volunteers are making masks, they also carry out prevention. No more than 10 volunteers work every day, and every person works at one table.
When we come in, it's the sound of praying, and we hope to pray together that the epidemic will be over soon. Then we can feel relieved.
This can help medical personnel from getting infected. If they can wear the masks, we can avoid infection.
Tzu Chi volunteers bring 2 boxes of masks to the Kedah Central Hospital. This is like a timely rain in the jar to the medical staff.
I need support. Belakang pun memang perlu.
When Sungai Petani Central Hospital learned that the Tzu Chi can make masks, they contacted Dr. Chin about the masks and also go to the Kedah Jinsi Hall to pick out the masks.
I'm very touched because the volunteers made so many masks. We couldn't make them because we had to work, so I am extremely grateful to Tzu Chi.
While medical professionals use their lives to guard other people's lives, every medical mask is associated with Tzu Chi volunteer support and encouragement.
An 85-year-old Tzu Chi volunteer Feng Shuzhen in Hainan province has been continuously devoting her time to environmental protection during COVID-19. During the peak of the epidemic, she sorted recyclables in a collection warehouse by herself, and now that the outbreak has alleviated, other volunteers and community residents also joined her in recycling.
Tzu Chi volunteer Feng Shuzhen has a slim and small body, yet she walks steadily every day. After getting off the bus, she continues her journey on foot. The destination is a building which sells silver. Yet she is not going there for jewelry. Over 80 years old, she is skillful in tearing open paper boxes. She takes bags of recyclables with her and returns the same way. The warehouses are donated by grandma and other residents in the community.
The recyclables collected every day are stored there.
Now there are many recyclables, so we need to come every week to clean them, otherwise there will be too much accumulated.
Since spring 2012, Feng Shuzhen keeps changing the place for doing recycling. Yet her original intention and thoughts remain unchanged.
I can take it by myself, it's not heavy.
She definitely deserves the name Grandma Hainan. In the past 8 years, she was the role model of environmental protection. As long as Grandma didn't rest, other volunteers try hard to follow. Although she is busy during recycling, she still promotes Tzu Chi to other passerby. Her son and daughter-in-law changed from objecting to her actions to acceptance.
My mother-in-law wants to have a nice environment, so we of course will support her. Many other seniors won't do like her.
All people in the community changed from rejecting our action at the beginning to slowly accepting it now. They had a better understanding of Tzu Chi's concept of environmental protection.
She always said, as long as she's alive, she will continue to do recycling. She does not care what other people say.
Grandma Hainan does more than just talk. Her path of environmental protection will continue forever.
Dongwan Tzu Chi volunteers recommends the regular visits at Shandong Rest Home. Thank you for joining us and see you next time.